Hello friends, welcome to my channel, where we explore how simple eating habits can radically change your health. Today I want to dive into a topic that affects many of us, especially after the age of 40 to 50. How to avoid those insidious stones in the gallbladder. You know, it's one of those things that lurks quietly, like a ninja in the bushes, and then suddenly, bam, it reminds you of itself with sharp pain. According to research, about 1 in 5 women and 1 in 10 men in this age group experience this. But the good news is that our plate can be a real shield. I've gathered the latest insights from scientific articles and websites like Healthline and Mayo Clinic, plus added my own thoughts, because I like to dig deeper and connect the dots in theory. Let's take it step by step, and I'll ask for your opinion. What do you think, dear viewers? Have you noticed how food affects your well-being? First, let's talk about the main protagonist of prevention, plant fiber. Imagine that your gallbladder is like a small warehouse where bile is stored, which helps digest fats. If cholesterol in this bile stagnates, it crystallizes into stones. And fiber, it's like a cleaner. It binds excess cholesterol in the intestines and removes it, preventing it from settling. Research from the NIDDK shows that a high-fiber diet reduces the risk by 20 to 30%. I think this is not just food, it's an evolutionary hack. Our ancestors chewed tons of vegetables and fruits, and their gallbladders were in perfect condition. And us? In the modern world with fast food, we forget about this. I recommend 25 to 35 grams per day. That's a handful of apples, carrots, broccoli, plus whole grain bread or quinoa. Dear viewers, have you tried the fiber challenge? Eating only plant-based foods for a week? Tell us in the comments how it affected your digestion. According to an article on WebMD, this diet not only cleanses the bile, but also stabilizes blood sugar, preventing insulin spikes, which also cause stones. Cool, right? Now let's move on to nuts, legumes, and whole grains. They're like the special forces of fiber. Almonds, lentils, beans, oats, or bulgur not only provide the recommended 20 to 30 grams, but are also rich in magnesium and antioxidants. I read in medical news today that vegetarian diets with these foods reduce the risk by 1/3 because they balance the gut microbiome. My thoughts. Imagine that the microbes in your tummy are an army fighting cholesterol. Legumes give them weapons, prebiotics. And if we add the theory from the Cleveland Clinic, whole grains such as barley also slow down the absorption of fats, giving the gallbladder time to discharge. Friends, what do you think? Can nuts as a snack save you from gallstones, or is that a myth? I eat a handful of walnuts every day and feel more energetic, but I want to hear your story. And now, fats, but good ones. Olive oil and fish oil are like oil for the gallbladder motor. Olive oil, especially extra virgin, with its monounsaturated acids, causes the bladder to contract and push out stagnant bile. The Times of India wrote that just a couple of tablespoons a day prevents stagnation, reducing the risk by 15 to 20%. Fish oil with omega-3 from salmon or supplements goes further. It improves bile flow and fights inflammation. A study in PMC showed that omega-3 is a protective factor, especially if you have high triglycerides. My theories, this is related to the Mediterranean diet, where people live to 90 without surgery. Why? Because these fats modulate the genes responsible for inflammation. Pure science. Dear viewers, are you fans of olive oil in salads? Or do you prefer fatty fish? Share your thoughts. Maybe I'll even film a recipe with it. Let's not forget about oats, the humble hero of the morning. Free of trans fats and cholesterol, it cleanses the body like a sponge. Soluble beta-glucan binds toxins and removes them. Very well, health notes that oatmeal reduces LDL cholesterol by 5 to 10%, which directly affects gallstones. I'm thinking, oats are an ancient superfood that our grandmothers used to cook for breakfast. And statistics from countries with an oat culture, such as Scotland, show fewer cases of gallstones. Theory from Season Health, it also stabilizes weight. In excess pounds are the main trigger. Friends, is oatmeal with berries your ritual? Or do you think it's boring? Tell us how you customize it. And a surprise, coffee. Yes, that very aromatic drink. Research in the Gastroenterology Journal proves that 3 to 5 cups of caffeinated coffee a day reduce the risk of symptomatic stones by 25% because caffeine stimulates bladder contractions and lowers cholesterol and bile. Gemma wrote about a 60% reduction in coffee lovers. My thoughts. This is due to antioxidants such as chlorogenic acid, which fights oxidative stress. Theory. In an era when coffee is the norm in offices, it is an evolutionary bonus against a sedentary lifestyle. But only with caffeine. Decaf is not the same. Dear viewers, how many cups do you drink? And do you believe that it is medicine in a cup? I switched to black coffee without sugar and feel a surge of energy. Try it. Now for the downsides, what should you eliminate from your diet? Unhealthy fats from fried foods, chips, and desserts clog up your bile like a plug. Sugar and refined carbohydrates, white bread, sweets, cause insulin spikes, which trigger cholesterol. Healthline warns that they increase the risk by 30%. My thoughts, it's a cycle. Sugar, weight gain, more estrogen in women, stones. Theory from UPMC, avoid them so as not to overload the liver, which produces bile. Friends, what do you think? Are desserts once a week okay? Or should we boycott them completely? I try to replace them with fruit, and it works. In short, friends, a simple change of plate, and your gallbladder will say thank you. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. More plants, good fats, and coffee in the morning. If you liked the video, please like it, subscribe, and write your thoughts or recipes in the comments. Your support and comments motivate me to make more useful videos like this. See you soon. Take care.